are, whatever you do, please don't try this at home.
What's up, wrestling fans? My name is Jay Alletto, and I am the owner of PWPNation.com, and welcome to the first episode of Booking the Finish. And here on Booking the Finish, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys an alternate scenario to a certain storyline that may be playing out currently, in the past, or something that may go down in the future, or that I feel like should go down in the future. Booking the Finish is an article that I started writing a number of years ago. I was pretty consistent with it at first, but over time, like everything else, just kind of fell to the wayside. But I figured I'd try to bring this back in audio form because a lot of people ask me my ideas, ask me what I'm thinking about current storyline direction, where I want it to go, especially on my Periscope show, the Jay Alletto Show, which you can find every Monday night during Raw, sometimes before Raw, and every time after Raw, also on Tuesday night as well. Post-show for SmackDown Live. Usually a pre-show for SmackDown Live and sometimes during the show as well. So the Jay Alletto Show is rocking on Periscope. And we're going to open up YouTube too, but that's coming soon. Anyway, I digress. Back to Booking the Finish. So my articles can be found on pwpnation.com. There's a Booking the Finish section at the top of the page. This episode of Booking the Finish will focus on a match that will take place at SummerSlam 2018 between Sasha Banks and Bayley. This has been a long rumored match, but I've got the scenario. I've got the idea. So make sure you listen to this, guys. I'm going to be bringing straight fire, booking wrestling like you've never heard before, right here, each and every week on Booking the Finish. We'll be right back with how we'll start our Bayley versus Sasha feud in just a moment.
Bayley. She's really amazing. She's inspired everybody, and she's really nice.
I've always been passionate about this. I see the same drive in the other 4 horsewomen of NXT. We had the one goal, and it was to change the women's division, not just in NXT, but in WWE.
Charlotte's the NXT Women's Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte, a Bayley friend forever. Hey!
Oh, come on! Becky, what are you doing?
Becky Lynch.
You honestly think that the NXT universe wants to see a headband-wearing little girl as their champion, Bayley?
The boss! We have a new women's champion!
No.
Sasha Banks.
Oh, Emma caught the foot. No!
Boo freaking who. Grow up.
There's a reason that I'm on Raw and SmackDown and you're not.
You want to know the biggest difference between Sasha Banks and Bayley?
What I've been fighting for the past 2 years, I have to sit back and just watch people kind of take my spot, and it's really, really tough to do. But I've been able to kind of gather my thoughts of what I'm really here to do. My number one goal is to become the NXT Women's Champion.
Well, Bayley is back. It appears to be healed up. Oh, wait a minute. Bayley to Bayley! Bayley for the win!
I am back to be the next NXT Women's Champion. But to do that, I have to beat the very, very best. And I want a match with Charlotte.
Uh-oh. Bayley for the ropes! A huge Bayley to Bayley for the victory! And Bayley's done it!
New face for the number 1 contendership, Becky Lynch.
And Becky in the armbar! Bayley reverses! Shoulders down! And that's it! Bayley's your new number 1 contender!
This is the biggest match of my life. I've been in this position before, and I've had this title match, and every time I've let it slip right through my fingers. But not this time, that's right. You're facing the NXT Women's Champion. I'm going to teach every single one of these little girls that fairy tales don't have a happy ending.
I'm I'm going to finally prove to the world, prove to my mom who keeps coming to these championship matches and watching me lose, and I'm going to prove to Sasha Banks.
Here comes Bayley. She's finally had enough.
That she was wrong about me, and I will defeat her.
So as of this recording, we are just a couple weeks away from the Elimination Chamber, where we will see the first ever women's Elimination Chamber go down. Now, there's no doubt in my mind, probably no doubt in your mind, that Bayley and Sasha Banks will be in this Elimination Chamber. Once again, just like the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber is every female for themselves. So at this point, we're looking to bridge a storyline from Royal Rumble to Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. Now, I spoke about this briefly on Twitter the other day, and people were wondering whether this year it would be a waste to do the Sasha Banks-Bayley match at WrestleMania 34. In my scenario, I'm stretching this one out to SummerSlam Brooklyn. This year's SummerSlam. I'm talking about 2018 SummerSlam. If you look back, one of the best female matches of all time, but definitely the best match between Bayley and Sasha Banks ever, took place at NXT Takeover Brooklyn, the first one back in 2015. Why not bring it back to the same venue where they made history that night? I don't know if WWE is ready to turn either one of these girls heel. Right now, Sasha Banks is one of their top media representatives. She's been out and about doing things with Hot Ones on First or Feast on YouTube. She was on MTV's Total Request Live. She's been on the red carpet at the BET Awards. WWE has faith in Sasha Banks to go and do media appearances. They know she hustles. They know she's very passionate about what she does. She's gorgeous. She's media friendly, etc. On the other side, Bayley, while she may not have those same traits, not all of those same traits as Sasha Banks as far as the charisma is concerned and whatnot, Bayley also is beautiful. She's a good representative of the company. She loves kids. She's very likable, lovable. And it leads me to believe that they're not ready to turn either one of these two heel. Now, going into WrestleMania 34, we already have a situation where we know Asuka will be challenging, more than likely, Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then we have Alexa Bliss, the Raw Women's Champion. What is she going to do at WrestleMania? Now, call me crazy, but I see Nia Jax winning the Elimination Chamber, okay? I see Nia Jax winning that match. She's, The Rock's cousin. She's in her early 30s. She's been kind of outspoken about getting a push in recent months. And I think this is going to be the time where we see her and Alexa Bliss wrestle at WrestleMania. Okay, they're frenemies, been friends, they've turned on each other, etc. So I think let's remove Bayley and Sasha from that equation because I don't think they'll be involved in a Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. But what I do think they could do is wrestle as a tag team. Wrestle as a tag team at WrestleMania. Now, that might not be what they want to do necessarily. However, in this case, you've got Absolution in the mix. You've got Mickie James still in the mix. You've got a lot of girls on the Raw roster that can challenge Sasha Banks and Bayley as a tag team. Now, this to me, you start at Elimination Chamber. You allow Bayley to get her revenge on Sasha. Okay, unspoken revenge. They're still friends. Okay, they're still friends. Nothing's wrong with them as far as their relationship's concerned. Even though there was really no follow-up to Sasha eliminating Bayley at the Royal Rumble. There was no follow-up. Not yet, anyway. We'll probably see something on Raw leading up to the Elimination Chamber. However, I feel like Bayley should eliminate Sasha from the Elimination Chamber. I don't think it should be done maliciously. I don't think it should be done with ill intent. I think it should be something like a roll-up when Sasha's not paying attention. Something where it's not in Bayley's character to turn on her friend, but it is in Sasha Banks' character to turn on hers. So you have to have Bayley maintain babyface credibility if you have her pin Sasha. But this will be the return. You're planting seeds right now. Sasha throws out Bayley out of the Royal Rumble. Bayley eliminates Sasha from the Elimination Chamber. This opens the door for Nia Jax to win. Now you're going into WrestleMania, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, Asuka versus Charlotte, like I said before. Sasha and Bayley's relationship is now going to be strained in the coming weeks on Monday Night Raw. Strained as in arguing a little bit. They're still friends. They apologize, back and forth, competing in matches together as a tag team. Eventually it leads them to continue this feud with Absolution, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, with Paige in their corner, of course. I want Paige to be involved in this feud heavily, okay? And I want this feud to go into WrestleMania. Now, it could be a pre-show match. You could maybe add girls to it, make it a 4-on-4. But either way, I want Sasha and Bayley on the same team at WrestleMania. Again, this might not be ideal for those two. They are big stars, from NXT on to now. They've been big stars. Bayley's kind of taken a step back in recent weeks. She's wrestling on Main Event, whatnot, but that's necessary. It's still super early in her career, so let's not over-exaggerate what wrestling on Main Event is for Bayley, okay? So you got Sasha and Bayley. I don't know, maybe throw Mickie James with them. I know we've seen that before. Maybe throw Alicia Fox in the match if she's healthy. You want to just make it a entertaining, maybe a pre-show match at WrestleMania, get the girls on the card, all right? Maybe do a battle royal if you need to. Something where Sasha and Bayley are together. You continue to plant these seeds, but you give them a win. You give them a win at WrestleMania, and all seems good. However, in this case, Bayley gets the pinfall and gets the big win at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks, once again, is denied a true WrestleMania moment, okay? This is going to be the third year in a row where she's been denied that huge WrestleMania moment, right? Third year in a row, I believe. So I think this is going to be crucial heading into your post-WrestleMania season, where now maybe you have Nia Jax as the women's champion. You've got Ronda Rousey involved. Like, if Ronda Rousey's going to be full-time and her debut is going to be at WrestleMania 34, wouldn't it make sense if she, after WrestleMania 34, goes after the Raw Women's Championship? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to use her right away or if she's going to go to NXT and train, then come back for SummerSlam and then start going full-time. I don't know. I'm just speculating right now. That's what we do on Booking the Finish. This is the first one you're hearing audio style. But you want to continue the Sasha Banks and Bayley story heading into SummerSlam. At this point in time, you keep them as friends, but you have to allow them to be involved in the title picture. They have to get shots at the belt. They have to branch out on their own. You need to keep them babyface strong, but plant seeds throughout that run to SummerSlam where there's animosity between the two, jealousy between the two. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it already happen in the past. Now it's being laid on thicker than ever. You get to let's make it 3 weeks out of SummerSlam, maybe 4 weeks out of SummerSlam, okay? Let's say 3 weeks. You get to this point where now the title picture's starting to take shape, You're building towards, and in my opinion, this is what I would do. You're building towards Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam, okay? Ronda Rousey is going to be a major part of WWE pay-per-views moving forward. Just saying. That's just reality. She's a huge draw. And she doesn't have to actually get her face beat in being a WWE superstar, where in the UFC, she would draw huge and the last 2 times got her ass kicked. So now she can draw huge, not get her ass kicked, and come out as the winner. So Ronda Rousey gets the shot at Nia Jax. Nia Jax has been unstoppable from WrestleMania to SummerSlam. Just starching every single girl on the roster, back and forth, up and down, left and right, however you want to put it. So you got Ronda and Nia. But you need something else to go down. And this is where you're looking at Sasha Banks versus Bayley. We're back at the Barclays Center. 3 weeks out of SummerSlam at the Barclays Center. You've got Sasha Banks and Bayley taking on Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss in a tag team match. Nia Jax has been unstoppable. She's been just having the best run of her career so far. This is where Sasha Banks has had enough. Bayley gets pinned in the match by Nia Jax. Gets defeated by Nia Jax for like the 15th time, whatever it is on Raw. So at this point, Sasha can't take it anymore because she wants success so badly. But in this build-up to this moment, Bayley has just been getting in the way. There's been triple threat matches, fatal four-way matches. There's been tag team matches, singles matches. Every time Bayley and Sasha fail, it is because of Bayley. Okay, but we don't see it as because of Bayley. You know what I mean? As fans, we're on the babyface side. We're supposed to be anyway. The way we're watching it, the way it's booked, the way it's played out, and I mean, we can get into details, but I'm not getting paid to do it, so I'm not going to get into every little detail. But you can have scenarios where, you know, Bayley is just continually getting beat. And you could even have it be Sasha's fault. But of course, we see it as Sasha's fault, but Sasha doesn't. We're planting seeds. The smart fans will know it's coming. Bayley finally loses this tag team match to Nia and Alexa, and Sasha can't take it anymore, and she turns on Bayley. And when I say turns on Bayley, I say that we will see the worst beatdown in WWE Women's Division history. Okay? This is where the true Sasha Banks comes out. Now, of course, I said before, they want to get more of a babyface run out of her. So this gives you from February until August to have Sasha be the babyface, to continue her popularity. And don't forget, at the end of every heel run, in theory, at the end of every heel run, there's a massive babyface run on the other side. Okay? And when I said in theory, my phone thought I said, "Hey Siri." So, anyway. So, now Bayley is beat down. And we're 3 weeks out. Now let's make it a month out of SummerSlam. Let's do this. I'm doing this on the cuff here. This is something I'm coming off with on the fly. We're a month out of SummerSlam. Bayley is out the next week, recovering from injuries. I'm not sure if Sasha Banks is going to put her through the announce table, throw her off the stage, put her through some kind of table, jump off the top rope, and do something wild. Something crazy is going to go down. We're going to come up with a very unique and innovative spot for the women where Sasha just puts Bayley out and the crowd is pissed. You want all the sympathy in the world on Bayley. So now you're going into SummerSlam. You have whatever SmackDown's doing, which is probably going to be one women's match, maybe two. You have Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax, and you have Bayley versus Sasha. These are two massive women's matches, okay? Bayley is out the next week after the beatdown. The following week, Sasha Banks is now full-blown heel. She cuts a promo when Bayley's out, just burying her. An old school 2015 Sasha Banks heel promo is going down. All right. She buries her, brings up Ronda Rousey, brings up Nia Jax, says that she's coming for the title. This is a new Sasha Banks. Okay. Buries her, buries Bayley. She gets free mic time this week while Bayley's out. The next week, Sasha Banks comes out to try to do it again. Okay. This leads to Mickie James basically interrupting the promo and sticking up for Bayley. All right. Sasha and Mickie James have a match. Sasha Banks handles Mickie pretty easily. Sasha goes back from the microphone, then Bayley's music hits. The crowd starts going crazy. They're waiting for Bayley. Bayley comes out of the crowd herself, attacks Sasha from behind, hits the belly to belly, says, "Sasha, I've had enough of you. You've never been a true friend. We're going to bring it back to Brooklyn. SummerSlam, Sasha Banks versus Bayley." We don't need the belt for this. You don't need the belt. The story has been playing out since Bayley got to the main roster. Everybody's been begging for this. So now you have your title match already handled at SummerSlam. Then you have your big blood feud between Sasha and Bayley, where of course you go into SummerSlam and then you figure out your winner. I mean, I'm not going to say now, like if I was booking it, I have more interest in building Sasha as a heel than I do of Bayley getting over as a babyface. But you could always do the Shawn Michaels Triple H SummerSlam 2002 type of storyline. That's kind of where I'm getting this from. You can maybe make this match no holds barred. Okay, how many times have we seen a no holds barred match between the women and it be on SummerSlam or it be on WrestleMania? It doesn't happen often. Bayley versus Sasha, no holds barred, SummerSlam. Bayley gets the win. After the match, Sasha Banks destroys Bayley. You could do that. Or you could have Sasha get the win by decimating Bayley somehow or cheating or whatever the case may be. Cheating in a very malicious style way, even though it's no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? So Now you're building Sasha to be a future challenger to Ronda Rousey, who will win the women's title at SummerSlam, in my opinion. And you have Bayley as the babyface, still fighting from underneath, but she's back in the hunt. All right, so that's my idea here for Bayley versus Sasha, building to SummerSlam. I think we'll get through WrestleMania with them still as friends, but I think the middle part of the year, towards SummerSlam, you have to build to Sasha turning heel, because if you're going to feed girls to Rousey, Rousey's not going to be a heel, I don't think. And I don't think they should do it right away. If they do it, don't do it right away. She's got to be a babyface. So you build. You have to think ahead. You got to start building heels to fight Ronda Rousey. That's what you have to do. You're not going to be able to have her just come in and wrestle the heels that already exist, like right now, because she would destroy them all, because there's a lack of credibility. As you build them on, you build Nia Jax as an unstoppable force. Ronda beats her. You start building Sasha as this just like mean, boss style, hey, I'm better than you, no matter what you say, I am the best type of character. Okay, you have her use her psychological mentality to go against Ronda Rousey, something Ronda Rousey hasn't seen much of in WWE, even though the physicality, she obviously wins, but Sasha Banks has that psychological edge. Again, I'm a huge Sasha fan, so maybe I'm a little bit biased with my booking here, but I think this is a fantastic idea. If you were able to listen to this entire show, thank you very much. This concludes the first episode of Booking the Finish. My name is Jay Alletto. Thank you very much. Please share this podcast, tweet it out there. And thank you very much for joining me on my first episode of Booking the Finish here at pwpnation.com.